Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF, LOLFTWBRB. Welcome back to more Torrie Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2001. We're booking the invasion angle. We're running everybody's favorite show here tonight. Sunday Night Heat. The Sunday Night Heat that is before the pay-per-view. So, I mean, even though we are on Wednesdays, this is supposed to be, live on MTV. But you can't, you can't film and make it live, and I guess I could always just go make it live, but I don't care enough. But that's fine. Because that gives us enough time to simulate forward so we can see all the fun that goes on with the developmental companies. But we'll get to that when we get to that. We got to get through Sunday Night Heat here first, so as I was saying, this is going to be the go-home Sunday Night Heat, or the Sunday Night Heat that's supposed to be aired before Armageddon, the lead in the show to try to get last-minute buyers to buy the pay-per-view. So there are going to be a little bit of tie-in, but honestly, I didn't really do much tie-in here tonight now that I look back at it. It's just kind of a basic Sunday Night Heat show. So, yeah, not much of a tie-in. But whatever, let's jump in on here. As we open up the night, well, this is a pre-show match, so it technically doesn't open up the night. But either way, solid C here with a 61 rating. Pre-show bout with that subpar wrestling and little heat to it. Tommy Dreamer and Sabu going over the Young Dragons, Kaz Hayashi and Yang, or Jimmy Wang Yang, call him what you'd like, after Dreamer beats Yang with the pile driver. Kaz was off his game. Sabu looked excellent out there. Mind you, like I said, we're still in the tri-state area, but that's fine. Sabu with a 77, Tommy Dreamer with a 71, Yang with a 42, and to my surprise, Kaz Hayashi with the weakest performance with a 38. Tommy Dreamer is improving in Rumble skills. So this is my last-minute attempt to try to get Tommy into lower mid-card, before the pay-per-view. Let's see if it worked. I doubt it did, but let's see if it worked. We then open up the show with Head Chop. They make their whole entrance down to the ring, and they're waiting. They're in the ring for a good couple of minutes here, maybe a minute or two, and finally Al Snow takes the mic, and he's just like, well, no, Al Snow doesn't take the mic. They're waiting for, Perry Saturn and Big Boss Man, the people that they were supposed to face. But if you watch Nitro, you would know that, I guess, Perry Saturn and Boss Man were abducted. I don't know what the hell Raven did with them. So they're waiting for them, and instead of Perry Saturn and Big Boss Man coming out, the Right Two Censors music hits. And I'm not sure if we've used them on TV. I know I've used Val Venis a little bit since he's come back, but I'm pretty sure it's all been pre-show bouts, so I think this is the first official time that all four members of the Right Two Censor are back together. They come out, and then Al Snow, a little confused here, he goes, "Hey, what the hell are you dorks doing out here? Are your suspenders too tight or something? You're not our opponents tonight." That mop lover Perry Saturn and the big boss man in Funaki, he sees Al Snow getting a little frustrated because we all know what happened between Big Boss Man and Al Snow. And Funaki's like, "Al, we talked about this. Don't let your hatred take over. You must find your inner peace." And, Al Snow is just kind of like, Funaki, I know you're kind of used to eating exotic animals and all that, but you don't exactly, how do you forgive a guy who, but, before he can actually go on to complete what he's saying, Funaki interrupts him and goes, "Inner peace." And then that's when Head Chop, Al Snow, and Funaki begin to meditate in the ring. Completely ignoring the Right to Censor and just start meditating in the ring until finally Steven Richards goes, "Hey, did you forget about us?" And that's when Al Snow goes on to say, "Oh crap, you know what, Fu? That feng shui stuff you were telling me about really works. I totally forgot about these dorks." And then Val Venis finally steps in and takes the mic. He's the one that's been injured. And he says, "That's enough. I'd love to be the bearer of bad news here, but nobody has seen or heard from Bossman or Saturn since Nitro. And I've been sitting at home for weeks waiting to come back and get back at you two for putting me on the shelf." They didn't really put him on the shelf, but for storyline purposes, they did. And then Snow's like, "Aw, did you hear that, Fu? No Bossman or Saturn. Who are we going to fight now?" Still completely ignoring the Right to Censor, to be honest. They're calm. the feng shui is. They're a little dazed and confused here. And then Val, he's pissed. He's just like, me and Godfather, or Goodfather, we're going to come down there and we're going to kick your ass. And Richard's kind of just like, did he just say the A word? And he's just like, Val. And Val and Goodfather just start making their way down to the ring while we have Richards and Ivory go running after them. As we have our opening match, which was supposed to be Perry Saturn and Big Boss Man versus Head Chop, but as I said before, we need to. Well, Perry Saturn and Boss Man, have been abducted or something, like I said. Of course, Taker on Sunday Night Heat for everybody. For some reason, Sunday Night Heat's the day that we work on Proteges. I don't know why, but that's just his designated day. It's Mondays and Sundays, never Thursdays. But Taker helped me. What was it again? I erased it, and look at me. Hold on, guys. Look at me. I think it was Mike Tips. Yeah, it was Mike Tips. So, Taker helped Mark Jindrak get better on the microphone. Mark Jindrak's going to be great. I can't wait till we get done with the whole invasion angle. I could start pushing Mark Jindrak really hard. Maybe. Who knows? But I've got plans for Mark Jindrak. Alright, so Ivory's improving in acting. Good on her. We lead into our opening match of the night here, which gets a solid C rating here, 65. Subpar wrestling here in Little Heat. Head Chop going over the right to censor when Moonachie defeats Val Venis with the Fisherman Buster. Moonachie with the 56. Look at him getting back up there. He did better than a Goodfather tonight. Al Snow with a 66, best in the match. Goodfather 51, worst in the match. Val Venis with a 58. We then lead into our next segment, which Head Chopper out of here. Steven Richards, he's not having any of it. He is livid. He is screaming at Val. He is screaming at Goodfather. Mostly Val, because not only did he say the A word, but they lost. They lost the head chop. He's screaming at him, and that's when the fire goes off, and out comes the big red monster, who is honestly the only person who matters that didn't get a match on the pay-per-view. So he gets a match here on Sunday Night Heat as he comes out. And he's going to be facing Steven Richards here, and Steven Richards is just terrified, like, oh, God. And yeah, it's not going to be fun. Solid C here, 65. We go into said match here, which gets a 56 C minus here. Pretty bad match when we have Kane, but that's fine. Extremely short match. Kane going over Steven Richards in 2 minutes, 33 seconds with the choke slam. Richards with a 53, Kane with an 88. We then go into a 51 D plus rating here. Josh Mathews. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Mathews here, and joining me now is the man who faces Billy Kidman for the WCW Cruiserweight title tonight, Spike Dudley. And Spike's like, don't forget to mention the best part, Josh. This time Billy isn't going to have his girlfriend by his side after I beat him. His girlfriend by his side after I beat him last week, and just like I'm going to do tonight. And then Matthew goes, yeah, but Spike, last week you had help from Hardcore Holly, which raises a whole lot of other questions, but the fact of the matter is, doesn't it kind of make you a hypocrite for using outside help to win your match? And what is your relationship between you and Hardcore? Spike then goes, 1, my relationship with the Hollies is none of your business. And 2, last week's win doesn't make me a hypocrite. Last week, Billy Kidman got a taste of karma, and tonight, he's going to get a taste of reality. And that just ends that segment as we move on to the This Week in the WWF, highlighting the events that happened this week. And the Giant had himself a big week as he's the main focus of the This Week segment, as he main evented both Raw and Thursday Night Nitro. First time that's ever been done, I believe, first time we've ever had a superstar main event the show in the same week. I could be wrong, but I think it is. And he battled both the world champions, too, so it's a pretty big deal. Giant took on The Rock on Monday Night Raw, and Kurt Angle. I believe he beat The Rock on Monday Night Raw, but he didn't beat Kurt Angle because Diamond Dallas Page made the distraction, which led to Giant, being distracted long enough. Well, of course, not DDP. He didn't make the legit distraction. His music made the distraction, which led to Giant being distracted long enough for a monstrous angle slam for the WCW World Champion to get the victory. Of course, Triple H and Booker T, the number one contenders to both the WWF and WCW titles, beat up on both The Rock and Kurt Angle, their respective opponents at the pay-per-view. And we also highlighted the Goldberg debut. He made his televised debut here on WWF TV, even though it was on Nitro, where he squashed Christian in a rather disappointing matchup. But I blame it more on the time constraints. We'll see how he does tonight. Or I guess not tonight, but on Armageddon. Either way, though, let's move on to a 63C here as Kidman and Torrie Wilson hug each other goodbye. And you know what, guys? I don't think I took Torrie Wilson off of Billy Kidman. The main thing I was supposed to do. It doesn't matter, to be completely honest, because Torrie doesn't have anything to do in the match. She does help it a little bit, so I guess it helps, whatever, but still, I don't think I did that. But they hug each other goodbye, I guess, whatever. It doesn't say Torrie was there, so we can pretend she wasn't, even if she is there. I don't know. Main event of the night gets a solid 62C here, and about that had decent wrestling, but not much weighing heat. Billy Kidman going over Spike Dudley in 9 minutes 32 seconds with the shooting star press. That's it actually. Billy Kidman makes the 6th defense of the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. So decisive victory. No Torrie Wilson, no Hardcore Holly, no outside shenanigans, just a one-on-one match between Billy and Spike, and Billy Kidman wins. Spike Dudley doesn't have any more excuses tonight. Billy was off his game, which is unfortunate. Spike Dudley had a 58, Billy Kidman with a 66. As we end off the show to get a 68C plus here, apparently the Good Father was slightly overused. And Funaki was far too much. Again, you never can use Funaki. You can't get him on the show enough. But I digress. Alright, I don't wanna look at anything here. I figured that was a title. I think I started reading it, to be honest. Ooh, Rhino back at 100%. And Dixie. Michael Modest. Apparently a hot property. I think he works. No, he doesn't. Oh, he's already on our short list. He looks just like the guy that Vince McMahon would hire, too. So, I guess we're going to... Oh, it was a new team is what I saw. So the new team, okay, that's fine, is Caprice Coleman and Air Paris. They announced that they're going to be a regular team. They'll be working on the team of Coleman and Air Paris. Lovely. So it's going to be OVW first, HWA, NWA. So let's check out OVW Wrestling, who did the worst of the week with a solid 45D rating. That's not that bad of a showing. Mr. Black going over, I think it's BJ Payne. Am I right? Yeah, BJ Payne with an E27 to retain the hardcore title. We then go to a skip between Charmel and Tracy Brooks. Nikita defeating Lou Fisto in a 34E plus rating here to retain the OVW Women's Championship. 52D plus ain't too bad for that. What do we got here? For one, Brock Lesnar losing, but Johnny Spade, is that who that is, right? Yeah, Johnny Spade and Bull Buchanan defeating the Minnesota Stretching Crew, Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin with a 47D rating here. Best match of the night, actually, too. That's intense. And in the main event with a 46D rating here, Rob Conway retaining the OVW Heavyweight title against Leviathan, a.k.a. Batista. Let's move on to HWA, Heartland Wrestling Association, which got a 47 solid D. Open up the night with Chad Coiler going over Cody Hawk with a 35E plus rating here. We then go to a 28E, Scott Vick going over Logan Kane. And then a 32E, the Haas brothers going over the A Squad, Dean and Chet Jabolski, with a 32E plus. And in the main event, best match of the night, which it should have been, with a 53C minus. What an impressive match. Shannon Moore defeating D'Lo Brown to retain the HWA Heavyweight Championship. And finally, with the best showing of the week, NWA Wildside Wrestling. There we go. 53C minus with a great show. Open up the night with a 46D rating here. Cassidy O'Reilly, who kind of looks like Kennedy Omega, going over Carlito Cool, which is our Carlito without an afro. It's kind of creepy. The new team of Caprice Coleman and Air Paris going over American Wild Child and Ken Anderson with a 54 C minus. Good match. Not the best match though. We then go to a backstage segment between Das Wunderkid, Alex Wright, Bill Burns, and David Flair. Jason Cross and Onyx go over Bad Attitude, who are David Young and Rick Michaels with a 57 C minus to retain the NWA Wildside Tag titles. Another backstage segment here between this time Ernest the Cat Miller and Road Dogg Jesse James. We then move on to a 49D plus rating here. Adam Jacobs retaining the NWA Georgia Junior Heavyweight title over Lazarus. Backstage segment between Carlito Cool and Sean O'Hare. All right. 38 D minus here. TNT, which I believe is Todd Sexton and Tony Santorelli, going over the Boogaloo Crew. JC Daz and Scotty Wren. And finally in the main event, with a impressive, solid 62 rating, Alex Wright, Das Wunderkid, retains the NWA Wildside Heavyweight title against Colt Cabana. Good showing. What do we got here? Rhinos fully fit, drug test fees. That's okay. Alright, we only got a couple of days to simulate towards because, well, it's the next pay-per-view, but hey, Eric Cannon. It's kind of interesting to see Eric Cannon because in my SWA save I've been doing, which is a Billy Corgan thing, not the one on stream, just a personal one, I hired him. It's interesting to see people after, you've hired them and you're like, hey, that's kind of interesting. They worked in this year. I didn't know that. A leak appears to indicate that we will be seeing a long-term Yang versus Rory Fox feud as one of the main storylines for HWA over the coming months. It is said that this information leaked out after a poster for the forthcoming event was accidentally released to the public. Ooh. I think Yang is actually the Cruiserweight champion, if I'm correct. So it looks like him and Rory Fox is going to get another shot for that title. Look at this. Gutter is raring to go. You know what, Gutter? You got average in ring, but you're still strong on performance and physical. You haven't had any matches? Fuck it. We're going to give him a contract. We're going to give Gutter a developmental contract. Give him a chance. Now don't fuck it up by telling me, oh, I don't want to work a developmental thing. Because if that's what it's going to be, then there's going to be a quick see ya. 1560? I don't think you're around, the person to be telling me what you're worth, but I'll give you it. I'll give you a chance, though, Gutter. I'm going to give you a chance. All right, 44.8 for Nitro. Give Gutter a chance. Who knows? He had good ratings. I'm surprised he hasn't had matches. I really am. Look at that. That's probably him. Yes. Please. Look at this. Rey Mysterio apparently the best high flyer despite, being injured. Sylvester Terkay, who used to work for us, but we let go, who is training for an MMA fight. Apparently, with an MMA fight on the horizon, Sylvester Terkay has officially started his camp for the bout. According to his team, he is likely to be back in 6 months, which includes time to recover for the bout. We wish him the best of luck. Good luck, Sylvester Terkay. I wonder if it's going to tell me if you want to lose. I guess I still have him on my short list. I was like, why is it telling me that? Oh, Sabu wants a pay raise. Awfully bold. I'll give you 75. Yeah, good. Everybody's all wanting pay raises now. See, that's the problem. You make them look good, and they're like, oh, no, pay me more. Off. It's almost time for the new year. By the way, guys, before I end this episode off, let's go ahead and assign Gutter here. Where should we send Gutter? I'm feeling HWA, to be honest. Yeah, let's send Gutter to HWA. But as you can see here, the fireworks are going off. It's Sunday, week 4, December 2001. It's currently December 31st in game time. It's almost time for the new year, baby. We got Armageddon tonight. We're going out with a bang. And if you look at the title up there, guys, I know it tells you the whole Sunday Night Heat thing, but it says episode 99. I didn't plan this. It happened just by chance. I even did a double look in my playlist. I might even do it again. I could be jumping the gun by saying this now. But yeah, I double checked the playlist. I don't think I'm wrong. The next episode, Armageddon, is going to be episode 100, a milestone on my channel and in this series, in any two series. I've never reached episode 100 in anything, or not anything, but any two series. And not only are we going to be running Armageddon, but we're going to be pretty much looking at all the fun stuff. I might make it episode 101. We'll see how it goes. But pretty much either episode 100 after Armageddon, we're going to be looking at the Wrestler of the Year and all that. And I think I might do an episode 101 thing, pretty much covering everything after that. So, yeah, Tiger Mask apparently moving on. Armageddon is tonight. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are. If you have enjoyed the video, please do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on the Facebooks. Follow me on the Twitters. I don't have an Instagram, but I might be getting one soon, because it seems like that's where everyone's going. Either way, my name's been OMGWTF, LOLFTWBRB. I will see you guys for Armageddon in episode 100. Have a good day.